Hello everyone, thank you for joining me. Can anybody just comment and let me know if I'm audible? Yeah, I'm just waiting for some comment from somebody to let me know if I'm audible. Okay, so okay, I think I'm audible. Okay, so we'll wait for another few minutes for other people to join, and we'll be talking about. So, at Swarasya, we keep talking a lot about beauty inside out, beauty inside out. But what actually is beauty inside out is what this topic is all about. And by the end of this session, you'll be knowing, like, when we say beauty inside out, what it actually means. So, very interesting topic and very practically applicable to our daily life, to how we look and feel, to how gradually when we age and when we reach certain phases of life, how things start to change within us, which start to manifest and show on the on our skin, on our hair, on our weight, on our entire persona, and even in our mood. So everything is a very correlated aspect of each other. So okay, so before I get on to the topic, I think I'll talk about the 5 dimensions of beauty that I always talk about, because this specific topic is very deeply related to the concept of 5 dimensions of beauty. We talk of beauty dimension number 1, which is nourish, which is all about foods, and how do you take care of yourself from the food perspective. What do you choose to eat on a regular basis? How do you eat it? How do you cook it? What time do you eat it? Everything makes a difference. Then the second dimension at Swarasya that we talk about is body work, which is about of course exercise is one pillar of body work, but then it's not just exercising, it's about self-care. How do you take care of yourself? How do you take care of your skin? And also how well do you sleep, because activity and rest are two related aspects. So if you are high in one and low on the other, that definitely has an impact on you as a whole. The third dimension of beauty that we talk about is emotions, very deeply associated with how you look and feel. Now, this is one aspect that nobody talks about. Neither are we much aware, like how this aspect is very closely related to how we look and feel. But after listening to this session, you'll be quite able to relate to how gradually things change within us, and that everything shows on our skin, on our face, on our body, on our hair health, everywhere. Then the fourth dimension is self-realization, and the fifth one is energy. These are subtle dimensions. These are at the physical level. These beauty systems are working, but what is fueling these beauty systems is the other two subtle dimensions that I'm talking about, which is self-realization and the energy aspect. So okay, let's start from the very beginning, and at a very basic level. We'll start, and then I'll keep taking you deeper into different beauty systems. So externally, if we see or realize ourselves, we look at beauty as skin beauty. Like if our skin is radiant, if it is smooth, if it is glowing, then we know somewhere we hold that youthfulness, or that self-confidence is always there. Like that beauty aspect always is associated with the skin. Of course, with your hair also, and then your weight, like are you in shape, or are you piling up weight specifically in your midsection? It's all related to how these beauty dimensions altogether work. But these are primarily 3 aspects of beauty that externally we relate to our own selves. So if we have to think of beauty from the internal perspective, like if we say beauty outside is of course skin, hair, and weight, and of course your nails and whatever shows on the outside. And so what is beauty inside? Beauty inside is physiologically how beautifully your organ systems are working. So these organ systems are they work in synergy. Like, not that there's only one system that contributes to your entire how you look and feel. It's a synergy of various systems coming together, working in a synergetic manner, because input of one system becomes the output of the other system, and that output becomes the input of the third system. So that's how in sequence our system keeps working, using these systems, which are the biological systems, but for today, we'll consider them as beauty systems, because that's where we'll be able to relate to this. Now, before we start understanding this entire concept, at Swarasya, we very openly tell you that beauty is about clean and free-flowing body from inside. So very closely, when we try to understand these beauty systems, is where we'll also try to relate to what does this mean when we say that beauty is clean and free flowing body, and how does it contribute on our outer selves, or how does it manifest on how we look and feel, not just at a certain age but like lifelong. So we are talking of this concept of ageless beauty, where how do you support your systems from inside so that for a very long time, or till as long as you want, you can keep delaying aging. It's all in your control. So, but having said that, whether we consider these as beauty systems, or whether we call them as clean or free flowing body, because these are like, one leads to the other. Beauty systems, if they're functioning well, if they are if they have all the vitality, if you are giving them the right inputs without burdening them, or without giving a lot of toxins to these systems, automatically you will be in a high state of clean and free flowing body. So one manifests into other. And clean and free flowing body, from a scientific perspective, like how do we say that we are clean and free flowing? Like, is there any measure? No, there is no measure, but it's more about once you start understanding your diet and lifestyle, and the way you start feeling in your own self, and also the way you start transforming on the outside. It's if I have to give one word to all of the things that I'm talking about, it's the alkaline state of your being. So when we are talking of these beauty systems, I'll also be talking about some quick things that you can do to take control, take care of these beauty systems. But when we are looking at when I say that, it's how do you take care of these beauty systems, the whole idea is we are trying to make you as much alkaline as possible. So if there is one word to beauty, or the synonymous word to beauty on the outside, synonymously the word that goes inside for beauty is alkaline state of being, right? But how do we attain that? That's a question. So again, before we understand these beauty systems, I'll again take you through the 5 dimensions of beauty that we always keep talking about at Swarasa, because these beauty systems at different levels are associated with these 5 beauty dimensions that I'm talking about. So first beauty dimension is nourish, and the system that is associated with nourish dimension is your digestive system. Why? Because this is the system which has a direct interaction with anything that is going inside your body from the outside. Even your emotions are being processed by your digestive system. That's the reason when you are in a state of worry, or in your state of any state of anxiety, or any state of negative emotion, you start to feel that butterfly feelings in your stomach, because digestive system is the first system where all the processing is happening, whether it is the processing of the foods or the processing of the emotions as well. So digestive system correlates to the nourish dimension. When we talk of body work dimension, it correlates to your circulatory system, it correlates to your lymphatic system, your muscular system, your elimination system, and your integumentary system, which is about your skin, nails and hair health. So I'll take up all these systems one by one and try explaining how the beauty is so closely correlated with all these systems, what skin conditions do happen, and then what can we do about taking control of these systems. The third beauty dimension is emotions. The beauty systems associated with the third dimension are your nervous system, your hormonal system, and your respiratory system. So this is one area. Again, I do focus a lot on this area, because this is one area that we are completely ignorant of. We not that we don't want to know about it, but this is such a depth of how you get created from inside, that generally people really don't relate to it, because it's a very slow process. It keeps manifesting, like stress keeps manifesting in your body for a very long time, and when it starts to have an impact, then you have an impact everywhere. The way you feel, what is happening inside, the diseases setting in, and similarly how things start to show on the outside, like your aging starting to happen, your wrinkling starting to happen, your face losing its charm and radiance, your body shrinking. So everything, it's everything is happening inside. Outside is just becoming a mirror of what is happening inside. So emotions and self-realization are related with your nervous system, hormonal system, and respiratory system. I would say these are the topmost systems that you need to keep in order if you really want to be ageless or live ageless for a very long time. And then the last beauty dimension is energy. Now energy is one aspect that we have a very, very strong focus on. Again, very subtle aspect of our own self, which we do not have much focus on. We don't consider our energy, like we sometimes feel dull or lazy, or we don't feel good, but that is okay with us. Like we rest for some time, or we have some food of choice, or maybe some part of exercise, and we are back up again. But what we are talking about from the energy perspective here is what keeps piling on. Like what is it which of the beauty systems are actually contributing towards deteriorating your energy system. Like, the kind of energy that you have in your 20s, 30s maybe you're still able to maintain to a certain time, but 40s and 50s is where the kind of energy you had in your 20s and the kind of radiance and vitality you had in your 20s, you start to lose all that. So it's directly related to how you're also losing your energy. The systems have become so like stagnant, and the functionality is so much badly impacted that it starts to impact your energy levels, and then again it starts to show up everywhere in your hair health, skin health, weight, body, everywhere. So these are the 5 dimensions, and the beauty systems, how these relate to each of the dimensions. And that is the reason we came up with this concept of 5 dimensions of beauty, because from the physiological perspective, we primarily talk of these beauty systems. So this is the base of the 5 dimensions that we always talk about in Swarasya. Okay, so we'll start with the first dimension, nourish, and the beauty system associated with nourish. So we just talked of digestive system as a beauty system, but let's just first understand what kind of skin, hair, and weight concerns are related to the digestive system. So by any chance, if you have any of these skin concerns that I just speak about, you can just consider that it could be, one of the probable causes could be your digestive system. It could be dull skin, it could be acne, it could be belly fat, it could be increasing waistline, which you do not have much control on. It could be chronic skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, wrinkling, crow's feet, laugh lines starting to happen to you, eyebrows, eyebrow parallel lines, like some people have these very strong parallel lines just between the eyebrows here. So these are very closely related specifically to your liver functioning. And then skin darkness and discoloration. So any of these skin, hair, or weight conditions, if you have, the first system where it starts to originate from is your digestive system. Now, why is digestive system a beauty system? That is the next question. Like we did understand like what are the beauty concerns that may be related to this system, but then how digestive system contributes to making sure that such conditions do not happen to us, or we are kind of ageless, we do not face any of these conditions till a very long time. It is a simple logic. Initially and every time I keep saying clean and free-flowing body is a beautiful body. Clean and free-flowing body means whatever your cells have and the kind of nutrition and the kind of oxygen, the amount of oxygen that your cells receive will decide what kind of skin, hair, or aging aspect will you carry for a very long time. Of course, it's some part of it is also genetically related, but then genetics just play a very minor or some small percentage part of you starting to look maybe aged if you have it in your if you have it in your genes maybe. So this doesn't mean that you have to keep aging like that. The whole idea is if you can take control of making sure that the kind of nutrition that you're consuming and that nutrition is being extracted right, and the same along with that nutrition, the oxygen that you are inhaling. So a molecule of nutrition and a molecule of oxygen, if it is reaching your cells properly and your cells in a vibrant state, that is the state of agelessness. That is the, like, again, I always give this example, but I do not have a bigger example than this. Just look at a newborn baby. The cells are completely fresh, completely new, completely clean and free from inside. Everything is just free flowing from inside. Even his emotions also, like, if they have to cry, they will cry. If they have to laugh, they will laugh. If they have to pass out, they will pass out. So there is no bondage or no stopping to a newborn baby. And we know how they look and feel, what is their energy level, what is their skin condition, what is their hair condition. So everything is just in order. So the simple mantra, if you really want to be ageless for a long time, you just have to focus on one thing, making sure that the right nutrients and along with that molecule of oxygen reaches your cells properly. Now, the entire session that we're talking about and the beauty systems that we're talking about are based on this phenomena only, how these systems are supporting different aspects of the functioning of each other, so that that molecule of nutrition and oxygen reaches the cell in its proper form, and cellular health also remains in its best form. So just to reiterate, the system is a beauty system because this is the system, the first system that extracts those nutrients which actually are needed for your skin to radiate and to glow and to be ageless till eternity. and if the system is not right. So when I say if the system is not right, it means if you have any bloating issues, if you have any digestive issues, if you have any maybe of course if you are piling up weight in your midsection, that in itself is a indicator that the system is not well, because if your system is working well, you will never ever pile up weight on your midsection. So any of digestive concerns will ultimately somewhere start to build up the root for whatever skin conditions that I just mentioned a few minutes back. And okay, so now the question is what happens to this system because of which these kind of beauty concerns start to happen. So some of the easily figured out root concerns may be something like, so if I have to just break down, like when we say digestion is not working well, what could be the probable conditions that you have to look into when we say that digestion is not well. The first one is you do not have enough digestive enzymes and hydrochloric acid, which is your digestive power, which is produced in the stomach, that is responsible for your protein digestion. Now, you cannot directly figure out whether I'm low on this, but you can experience this in your emotions. The emotions and the way you feel, like feeling of bloating and continuously bloating, like you have your meals and you get bloated. Even if you're having your best meals, like as per you think you are consuming the best nutrition, still you get bloated. So those foods are also not working with you, because before knowing your exercise and your foods, it is not much important to know your foods and your exercise. If your beauty systems are working fine, even the bad foods will convert into will not trouble you. I would not say they will convert into good foods, but then they will not trouble you much. They will just pass out of the system, and this is our entire purpose: clean body and free flowing body. So at the very first level, it's your low digestive power and your low hydrochloric acid. Second reason could be your if you're constipated, or if you have this feeling of incomplete evacuation. For a lot of people, they have a regular routine to pass out, but then you don't have that complete feeling of evacuation. Somewhere you think you're still holding a lot of toxin inside. But to just to give you an idea, it's very common. Like I would say about most of the people today, even if they do not have constipation, does not mean that you actually do not have constipation. A lot of it you may be still holding inside. One of the major reasons is the kind of toilets that we use these days. Like our system has to be in a specific position to be able to pass out completely. Plus the kind of foods that we are consuming have to be rich fiber food. Plus your water intake has to be right, so that all those toxins have all the chance to get pushed out of the body. So everything is very closely related to each other, and even if one system is not right, all the manifestation is going to be on the surface level: skin, hair, weight, anywhere it'll start piling up. The third condition could be digestive condition, where you can figure out if your system is not right, is if you're very high on bad bacteria. And high on bad bacteria means starting having a lot of weight in your midsection. Of course, bloating is one of the major reasons. Then typical foul smell emitting out of your body, that is a very strong indicator that your body is all full of bad bacteria. Then if you are bloated, you have gastric issues, and you have acidity. All these conditions indicate that your digestion is not well. And so these conditions will not convert into skin conditions in one day or a month or weeks time. This what we are trying to understand here is the foundation. Like maybe in your 30s you start to get some skin conditions. Did it happen in a day, or did it happen in a week's time? No, what we are trying to understand is, where did the root actually start to happen? The root started to happen the moment you started to experience all these troublesome issues happening to your digestive system at the very first level. And the root became the kind of foods that you had been consuming, the kind of emotions that you had been going through, and the kind of lifestyle you had been living, because this is the input for your digestive system. What is the input becomes the output. So if input is not right, output of course is not going to be right, and this will start to give all those troubles. What can you do to support your digestion as a beauty system? Some of the tips that you should be keeping in mind is, be very high on probiotics. That's the very first thing. But of course, there's a specific protocol. How do you get high on probiotics? Specifically, if you have some high kind of allergies, any kind of allergies, in that case, you have to be first, work on yourself, so that the allergic reactions start to calm down, and then get on to high on probiotics. Having said that, still for a lot of people, probiotics is something that will go a long way in supporting your digestive health. Then If second thing that you have to be aware of is the kind of foods that you're consuming. If you're consuming any specific kinds of foods which are very hard on your digestion, something like very simple carbohydrates, like bakery items, like cookies, like all these lab packaged items, these are very hard on your digestion. So if such hard things are getting into the system, they start hardening up inside the body. There's something like a baking effect inside our body. Why? Because our body is heated. So like you bake something in an oven. Similarly, our body is a live oven. So whatever does not come out starts to bake, which becomes very hardened and becomes really difficult to push it out. So, and that is the reason when you really want to transform yourself towards a beauty way of life or a beauty way of eating or living, it's a slow and gradual process. It doesn't happen in a day. It's not a fad, it's not a quick fix. It's continuously working on yourself, and within few weeks or months you start to actually see a lot of transformations happening to you. Then food is just one aspect of strengthening this system. What are the other aspects? Yogic practices, maybe something like twisting practices go a very long way, simply because, as I just told you, our system is something like a baking system, a living baking system. So if we are holding a lot of toxins, probably 99.9% people are holding a lot of toxins because we just don't know how the system works, and we are just doing anything and everything to just stuff the system with whatever comes our way. So keeping that in mind, stimulating your body with some twists, because twists is something like a ringing action, something like you're just trying to twist your body in a way so that those accumulated, hardened, baked toxins break up and then they start to come out of the body. And then having enough water, very, very important, because something which is very hardened will not come out of the body unless it has that liquid flow. So water goes a long way in supporting your digestive health. And then if you have constipation by any chance, and even if you don't have it, I would still recommend just keep a check on your feelings, because if you feel like incomplete evacuation, that is also a category of constipation. So, and if it is there by any chance, work on cleaning out your system. Specifically, the very first thing you should be doing is doing anything and everything to make sure that you are not constipated. It's not just the reason for skin conditions, it is one of the major reasons for later health conditions that start to happen. Diabetes, cancer, arthritic issues, autoimmune disorders, all these have a strong root in a toxic body state. And constipation is one of, because our bowels hold a lot of toxins, right? And of course we are not eliminating much for various reasons. Okay, so that was the first beauty system. The second beauty system, which is related to the second beauty dimension that we talk of, is body work, circulatory system. Now, when I say, like, when I relate the other systems with body work, it is majorly also to do with the physicality of these systems. The previous one was more, of course, it was physical, but it was dealing with the food. So that's why it comes under the category of nourish. But the other ones that we are talking about majorly deal with you as a whole. Like, now this is one system that you have a very strong control on, but this is also one system and the one category, rather, I would say. All of the beauty systems that lie under the bodywork category is where we actually need to work really hard, because we are just not aware of these systems. So I'll just try creating some awareness around that. Okay, so very first thing, what are the skin, hair and weight concerns related to your circulatory system? So just be aware, like, your circulatory system is sluggish when you are sedentary, when you are not moving, and this does not mean that, say, for example, you go to the gym in the morning for, say, 2 hours and then you keep sitting for the whole day and you say that my circulation is on. It's not on, because circulation is a constant process. Your blood is flowing all the time. It will not say, my circulation process in 2 hours is over, now I will sit back. So because, as I just told you, through circulation, that molecule of nutrition and that molecule of oxygen will reach your cells, and your cells need that fusion of nutrition and oxygen all the time to keep you glowing and radiant in a continuous manner. So it is an ongoing process, which means when we are talking of circulation, through the day you should keep moving through the day. Like, maybe some movement should be there in different forms. So I'll talk of it when we talk of how to support the system. But then coming back to the concerns related to circulatory system, if you have dull skin, if you have lifeless skin, irrespective of you are consuming the best foods, you are getting the best spa treatments done, you are getting the best things for yourself, best skincare products, whatever, still you think that dullness and lifeless skin is something that's very that's something I'm not able to deal with. check your circulation. That is one of the major keys there. And then if you do not have any radiance, if you have chronic skin conditions like psoriasis, eczema, dull complexion, then you have age spots coming up, a lot of accumulations coming up on the top surface of your skin, acne flare-ups happening to you, under eye dark circles, aging concerns like wrinkling, and your face shrinking, because as we age, the collagen and the hydrochloric acid, hyaluronic acid, starts to get really impacted in our skin, and that's where the plumpiness of our skin, the smoothness, something that makes us feel really youthful, that aspect of the skin really starts to diminish. So and of course weight and acne. So if you have any of such concerns, your circulatory system is probably one of the reasons you're getting all these concerns. Why the system is a beauty system? Now, one simple concept again I'll go back to clean and free-flowing system is a beautiful system. When we say clean, clean means your bloodstream is also clean. It's very cleanly and free-flowing and does not have any blockages, and it's like free-flowing to pass on that molecule of nutrition and oxygen to your cells in the right manner. If the system is working this way, where the oxygen molecule and nutrition is reaching your cells, you can be rest assured your skin is getting all that it needs to be radiant and ageless for a very long time. So circulatory system becomes the channel for passing on oxygen and nutrients to the cells. That's why it's a beauty system. Secondly, it is the body part that does not any part of the body, whether it be your skin, whether it be your just to give you an example, like that tingling feeling in the when you keep sitting for a very long time, that tingling feeling in your feet, what is that? Like, a lot of people say that some weird kind of feelings start to happen in your feet if you're in one position for a very long time. It's because the circulation has become really low there, probably because you may be sitting for a very long time just folding your legs or in one position. Because of that constriction, the blood did not reach there, and you started to feel all those tingling and uncomfortable kind of sensations happening to your feet. But if any of your body part, if it doesn't receive blood circulation nicely for a very long time, it starts to stagnate, and this stagnation ultimately starts to deteriorate, because your body works on one simple formula: use it or lose it. So you have to use each and every part of your body if you really want to keep it ageless for a very long time. If you keep it stagnant, you will start losing it, and that happens to your muscles also. You don't use it, you start losing it. So blood is one channel that will stop the stagnation by providing molecule of nutrient and oxygen to each and every part of the cell. That will keep you radiant, and this is what we call agelessness. This is where you're building that foundation for agelessness for a very long time. And then blood is directly associated with radiance. So if you have to relate this to yourself, just for anybody who's into good exercising format, maybe jogging or running on a regular basis, you see when you just run and come back home, you are just all glowing. Why is it so? Because circulation is so proper and optimal that it's reached to the surface of your skin, and that blood is giving you all that radiance and vitality that you see after your exercising regime. So that's one part of how this system is the beauty system. From the detoxification perspective, this is also the system that will pick up all the toxins from different corners of the body and push it out of the body. So if the circulation is sluggish, even if you're eating the best foods, these best foods after metabolism also are causing their own toxins, because metabolic wastes have to be removed out of the body, and the channel again becomes your blood. So if this channel is blocked, even if you're consuming the best foods, then the toxins will not be out the way they should be, and that starts piling up. Then this baking system inside starts to bake all those toxins, and then you are like at the stage where you're ready to develop all these skin conditions and hair and body conditions that we just talked about. So it's not just about foods. Like, we really have to get beyond foods and start to understand our system as how it processes things, rather than just getting crazy about whatever study starts to come and we start to realize, and blindly we just start following any fad that starts coming up. So if you can understand these systems, is where you start to create the base for agelessness, and that's where you start relating what kind of foods do I need for what system to make sure that it's it's running optimally and properly. So the beauty concerns that may happen if the system is not right. So these could be something like, toxic and stagnant blood. So the blood conditions like sluggish blood condition, like if circulation is not right, of course your blood will not be moving at the pace that it should be. That's the very first stage where the aging will start to happen. And then insufficient blood. So this is a condition where maybe the kind of foods that you're consuming are not nutritious enough, and this condition in modern science we relate to something like an anemic condition or low hemoglobin in your blood. So this is what I mean by insufficient blood. And then your blood flow is sluggish, which of course happens, like even if you have good hemoglobin but your blood flow is sluggish, which means you are not moving, you just keep sitting like a couch potato through the day, then the system is getting impacted. And also because if your system is very highly acidic, so I'll not get into the details of acid alkaline right now because that's a separate session that we'll be covering, but it's something like your system needs an ideal working environment. This ideal working environment is an alkaline environment. Most of us, 99.9% of us rather, are not alkaline, we are acidic. So if we are acidic in nature, this system will directly get impacted. So how do you support circulatory system? The very first thing, of course, that you need to do is stop sitting and start moving through the day. Just keep moving. That's the very first thing. Keep your water intake really good because that also creates that flow and circulation inside the body. Consume a lot of dense nutrition, dense nutrients, because this is where your blood is building up. So that condition of insufficient blood or toxic blood will be taken care if you're very high on dense nutrition. And don't forget to move. I generally recommend getting into yoga because that's where my trust lies in. But any kind of movement, if you like jogging, skipping, jumping, gymming, or to begin with, just get into any kind of movement practice that resonates with who you are. So this was about your circulatory system as your second beauty system. The third beauty system, again under the category of body work dimension, is your lymphatic system. Now this is again one of the systems. We do not understand the system very nicely, frankly. Like this system rather is not talked about at all only, and this is one of the strongest systems. That is the very first system that starts to hold a lot of toxins in your body. So weight gain, acne, conditions like edema where you have a lot of water retention and you don't know what to do. Like you're just stuck in that cycle of consuming more water and your body is just holding. It's not flushing out of the body, and you become very puffy and bloated. This is the system that is causing all those concerns. But some specific skin, hair, and weight concerns related to this specific system are again chronic conditions like eczema, psoriasis, water retention I just mentioned, edema or puffiness on the face and body, specifically like for the people who have a lot of water retention. If you just pinch any specific part of the body, you see some soft hole kind of formation happening. That in itself is a very strong indication that there's so much of a water held in the tissues of your body that that's giving you all that bloating that we're talking about. So edema, and then rough, lifeless skin, because if the system is not clean, then this system is directly related to the philosophy that I have been talking since beginning, which is about clean and free flowing body is a beautiful body. This system, if it is blocked, then you do not have a clean and free flowing body, because that is where the stagnation, all those toxins, and you are stagnated at that level. And then other conditions like skin spots, if you're not able to lose weight, dark patches on the skin, all these are directly manifestation of your lymphatic system. There could be some overlap in the conditions that I'm talking about and the beauty systems that we are discussing. Why is that so? This is because, as I told you, the input of one system becomes the output of the other system. So if the problems have started to happen at the digestion level, this will keep lingering on at the level of other systems also. So after digestion, it will get into circulation. After circulation, it will get into lymphatic. After lymphatic, it will get into the other systems that we're talking about. So it's all a chain. Don't think that if I work on one system, the others are sorted. You have to work on every system, which means, again, that is the reason 5 dimensions we talk about. We don't talk of beauty as a very superficial concept. That is primarily the reason. Okay, so why the system is a beauty system? Let's just try understanding this. So this is one system that maintains your body fluids. As I just told you, this is a system that will hold water inside the body. that doesn't, of course we know, like bloated body doesn't, and none of us wants that bloated and that puffy body at all. But if you have water retention, probably just see if this is the system is being which is being getting impacted. Then this system also is responsible for removing cellular waste. As I just told you, after metabolism our cells have their own leftover, like see, our cell is a living organism, so every living organism has some major primary functions, vital functions, which are common to everybody. Like we as human beings have vital functions of eating, digesting, assimilating and eliminating. Now these 4 activities, and breathing also, so these 4-5 activities are common to each and every species on earth, whether it be a single celled organism, whether it be an animal, whether it be our cells. So when we say we are breathing, actually we are not breathing. Trillions of cells that we have inside our body are breathing. So each and every part of our body is breathing. So, and if it is breathing, it is each and every part of the body. Those trillions of cells are releasing their own wastes, and when you collect these wastes, they become so huge quantity of waste, and if this waste doesn't come out is where everything starts to manifest inside the body. Lymphatic system is one system that will hold most of the toxins that we are talking about. If it is not worked on right, then it is also one of the systems that protects you from invaders. So it's, so you can say it is our immune system. Like it is secondary to our immune system. Our immune system is very highly dependent upon our lymphatic system. So when we were a few months back talking about immunity and building immunity, and our entire focus was having maybe herbs and whatever we were doing, this was one system that nobody was talking about. And as I said, 99.9% people either are not aware or are so much stagnant at this level that if the system is not clean, those remedies that you're doing will not work, because it's not about foods or remedies that you're doing, it's about how much strength these systems have that we're talking about. So, and this is also the sewer system of our body. So this sewer system has to be cleaned, otherwise we know what happens. Bacteria, viruses, foul smell, everything happens at our home. It also happens inside our body. So what are the beauty concerns that will happen if the system, how will the system get impacted? One of the major reasons would be no movement, and that's why foods of course is something that's very dear to me. This is what my majors is into, but then I consider movement above food. So think foods later, first thing movement, because unless you clean what is inside, what you are putting in will not make a difference. So you have to first get clean inside and then start putting in the right stuff. So if you do not have much movement, and if your lymph nodes are blocked with a lot of toxicity, if you have a sedentary lifestyle, if you are consuming too many toxins through your foods or through your lifestyle, through your skincare products, through your self-care products, through unknowingly, through maybe you're very fond of those room fresheners, for example. So it's nothing but too much of toxicity getting inside your body. Of course, that fragrance feels good, but it's for the inside of your body, it's still a toxin. And then if there is no body stimulation, so if any of such concerns you have, and if you are living with these conditions, most probably all these conditions that we talked about may start to happen to you. How do you support the system? The very first thing, your water intake should be very good. Water will start flowing out toxins, and side by side you have to start working on your movement, because it is the movement that will start to break out the toxins that we've just discussed, and the water will flow them out of the body. And then the other areas that you need to be aware of is making sure that the skincare that you're using is completely non-toxic, because most of the toxins that we're accumulating, so this is the statistics, I guess, maybe 8-10 years back. I don't know what is the statistics right now, but as a part of my studies, about 10 years back, it is about 169 or 168 different chemicals that the body of a 16-year-old teen is exposed to in US. So this was like 10 years back. It's been 10 years and we have just been getting high on all these toxins that we are just talking about. So so there is so we really have to be very sure the kind of skincare that we are using and the kind of products that we are using, because that's where we are accumulating a lot of toxicity. Then your regular exercise is an absolute must, because exercising is where your lymphatic system will start to break. Okay, so you have to start jogging, you have to do some any jumping kind of an activity, because the lymphatic system is not very easy to deal with, frankly. It's it really needs that hard push from the inside, which will probably happen when you get in a mode of something like a jumping or a skipping, or maybe jumping on a trampoline, or these are the activities where lymph system starts to get activated. And body massage again is a very good practice when it comes to working on this beauty system. So this was the third one. Then the fourth one that we're talking about as a beauty system is our muscular system. I guess most of us may be aware of this system because we have a lot of focus on muscles. Like gym is all about building muscles, right? So muscular, but how is muscular system our beauty system? Very interesting, because muscular system of course is a beauty system. Like even if you get into deeper into yogic practices, they directly say if beauty is equal to muscles, but understood from a different perspective. First, let's just understand what happens. What kind of skin, hair, and weight concerns can you experience if you're which are related to your muscular system, if it is not right, functioning right? Abdominal fat, abnormal kind of fat on your arms and on your thighs, out of shape body, lack of energy and lack of strength, sagging face, shapeless face cut, shallow hollow cheeks, narrowing chin and jaws, hollow eyes, shrinking face. These are all the aspects when your muscles start to shrink, or muscles are either they start to shrink or they start to get very rigid or stiff because of too much of protein consumption. So either of these two will give you all these concerns that we just discussed. Why is this system a beauty system? Some of the facts important for us to know. Our body has about 650 plus muscles that hold our body together and give us a certain shape. So all those curves that you have on your body, on your face, anywhere in the body is your bones do not have those curves, right? It's all that shape that you get is just because you have some specific shape inside, which is giving you that impression on the outside. So this shape is decided by the muscles that you have, which only happens if you are working on your muscles, because in your earlier years you have all the strength to build all those muscles that we're talking. Like it happens naturally, like nothing much happens to it. But as soon as you start reaching your late 30s and get into your 40s is where you start to experience a lot of muscle loss happening, because of lifestyle conditions, because of lack of exercise, because of lot of negative emotions. Everything has a role to play. So this system of course is one of the important beauty systems. This will give you your face cut, your curves, and the attractive posture and personality that we're talking about. Like if you're a little stooped down, the shape of your muscles is not right. You've kind of, your lifestyle is not right, because of which you've started to sit in a specific position and the muscle shape has gotten bad. So if you really want to change the shape of your body, you have to work on changing the shape of your muscle. That will only happen through exercise and right dietary and lifestyle practices. Then it burns fat, it builds energy. We don't know. So unused muscles and a wrong lifestyle, like too much of wrong foods, too much of sugary foods, too much of fatty foods, will start to give you a lot of fat. So your body can either be high on muscles or it can be high on fat. So it's like, inverse relationship. So if you do not have fat, if you work on your fat, it will convert into muscles. And if you're not working out, your muscle will start to droop down, and the fat, if your lifestyle is wrong, then the fat will start to increase. So you do not have a choice but to work on your muscles. I mean, this is what I'm trying to say. And then it is responsible for your strength, balance, posture, and muscle tone. And it is controlled by your nervous system. This is very important, because as I just told you, emotions is something that's we do not put a lot of focus on, and we are just saying that muscular system is your one of the topmost beauty systems, because it directly shows on the outside. Others are just supporting your beauty in specific ways, but this is the system that our skin is just the outer surface. It is the muscles inside on top of which the skin is layering to give us a certain shape and certain kind of a balance and certain kind of a posture. But the system is very directly related to your nervous system. Nervous system is nothing but your emotions, the way you think. So if you are a negative thinker, in the long run you will start to lose a lot of muscle mass. Okay. So what is it that creates what kind of what happens, rather how this system gets impacted when you do not have much of movement in your life. You are, again, if you are a sedentary kind of a person, not just so your circulation is getting impacted, your muscular health is also getting impacted, your strength is getting impacted, your energy levels, you do not have any energy. The more you keep sitting, the more you will start losing your energy. And a lot of people say that I feel lack of energy. They don't ever see how much are they moving. If you're not moving, you are losing your energy, because as I just said, use it or lose it. Your body, if you use it, it will keep building resources. If you don't use it, it will keep losing the resources. And then if you do not have a lot of stimulation, if you do not exercise, or if you do not have any specific massage kind of a routine, or if you are either less or more on protein, in that case the system is getting impacted adversely. How can you support the system? Regular exercise. There's no bigger mantra than working on a regular exercising pattern, and that's the reason I'll again reiterate, exercise is number one, foods is number two. Don't get crazy about foods. You really have to first ready your system for those foods to work inside, right? And then weight training and resistance training is something that will start to give all that strength and shape to the muscles that we're talking about. Body massage will go a long way. Then plant quality proteins, because proteins of course are required. Muscles do need protein, rather each and every part of the body needs protein, but we are going a little more crazy about protein, considering just going overboard with protein. When that excess happens, it is something your body becomes like a robotic body, like your movement gets restricted, you become more stiff, your flexibility is gone. And if you go by the definition of Ayurveda yoga, a stiff and inflexible body is an aging body. So when we say ageless living, ageless body, or radiance or vitality, flexibility is one of the parameters of agelessness, and too much of a protein will make you very stiff. So too much of a protein ultimately will start deteriorating you in a way that that aging will start to set in very quickly. So in the short run, or maybe in a for a short period of time, maybe few years, you will enjoy those muscles with excess protein. But after a certain age, specifically after late 35 and 40, you will see that whatever excess protein was there will start to give you a lot of problems, physically, appearance wise, emotionally, everywhere. And then positive energy, positive thinking goes a long way in supporting your muscular system as a beauty system, because nervous system has a strong impact. Now next is the nervous system. I'll try explaining how nervous system has an impact on your muscular system. So so first let's just understand what is nervous system and what kind of skin concerns can happen. So if your nervous system is not right, nervous system, how do you figure out if you are a very chronic worrier, if you are an anxiety prone person, if you are a very fearful person, if you are a negative thinker, emotionally, if you are not positive any which ways, or any negative emotion, you struggle with any negative emotion, then be rest assured your nervous system is not in right order, because nervous system only is beautiful and working right if you are in a relaxed state of being. If you are happy, relaxed, joyous, then your nervous system is happy. If you are negative, or any negative emotion is a part of you, then your nervous system is not happy. And this is how we have been designed. Okay, so the kind of conditions, how will it manifest on you as a whole? So that haggard kind of a look, like where people start to look very aged at a very young age, or they do not have that charm on their face, or they look very angry kind of face, or dull skin, loss of attractive posture, like they start stooping down, they do not have a personality, so called, what we say. And then a lot of dark circles, loss of vitality, radiance, aging signs, wrinkles, shrinking face, because nervous system is fueling your muscular system. And if your muscular system is not right, your entire body will start to shrink, because whatever shape you hold inside the body is because of your muscles. Then discoloration, hollow cheeks, no charm, a lot of weight gain in a way that you're not able to lose a lot of it, are all these specific indications that your nervous system also may not be functioning right. It is a beauty system, of course, yes. Why? Because this is the communication system channel between your brain and your body. So we just discussed about these beauty systems, right? Now these beauty systems are not functioning on their own. Your digestive system is not functioning on its own. It is somewhere getting the signals from the top authority to work a certain way. The top authority is the brain, and whatever message the brain is passing through the nervous system to the digestive system, or to the muscular system, or to the respiratory system is how they are behaving. And that is the reason I just want to prove here that, again, don't go crazy about foods. Some study comes and says it has this much vitamin C, it has this much vitamin D, it has this much so and so and so. Of course, that is very much important, but that will only work within you 100% when your beauty systems are functioning right. And nervous system is equal to emotions, have a very strong role to play there, because if your emotions are not positive, your brain will not get the positive signals, irrespective of whatever best foods are you consuming, whatever best lifestyle you are living, whatever best skin treatments are you going through. And it is all about those signals. These signals are passed in the form of hormones, which I'll talk next. And then the communication channel or the network becomes this nervous system. And whatever message the brain has to pass to these systems is how they will behave. It does not matter you had a platter of salad in the morning and in the evening. It's about those signals which are going on inside. So you really have to work on your emotions first if you really want to be ageless. This is the connectivity which is creating everything from inside. And then if if you have negative signals, we know, keep doing whatever those best treatments. Get the Botox done, no problem. Get your spa treatments done, no problem. You will not be able to heal it from the root, and it will keep deteriorating. Your Botox treatments will just keep getting stronger. Plus you will keep doing a lot of chemical inclusions inside your body. Still things will not work, and gradually it becomes a vicious cycle. Nothing changes at all. Actually, it's if you really want to change things, you have to work on the root level, not the surface level. And then this is the system. If this system creates blockages in the other beauty systems, then, as we said, clean and clear system and a free flowing system is a beautiful system. You don't get that. Why? Because this system will start creating blockages. It will direct your digestive system not to work. So you just had your plate of salad and you are in a state of stress, and your digestive system just got a message from your brain, because this person is stressed, do not start the process of digestion. So what will happen? That salad will start stagnating in your stomach. It will start give you bloating. It will start giving you gas. And because the extraction of nutrients will not happen, that molecule of nutrition and oxygen will not reach your cells, and then you keep doing your radiation, that you will not be able to improve upon your radiance. So this is the chain which is happening from point zero till any beauty system that you can think of. So nervous system is one of the primary systems when it really comes to living ageless, rather, I would say. In short term, of course, you will not see anything, but in the longer run, again, I'll say late 30s and 40s is where you will immediately start to see a lot of things changing when it comes to your skin, hair, and weight. Okay, so what deteriorates this system is, at the very first place, it is stress, overthinking, worry, anxiety, then negative thinking, of course, overthinking, lack of good fats, and the consumption of wrong fats, that also consumes this system badly. And then lack of water also consumes the system badly. What are you supposed to do, or how can you support the system? Consume a lot of water. Consume good fats like flax seeds and chia seeds to support the physical structure of the system. Get into to support the subtle side of the system. Get into meditation and pranayama. That will really go a very long way in supporting the system. So the next system that we have to discuss about is your elimination system as your beauty system. The kind of concerns that you can experience because of this is. So this is one system, again, at the physical level, very quickly will start to give you a lot of beauty concerns: acne, rashes, wrinkles, eczema, psoriasis, pigmentation, weight gain, inch gain, loss of energy, lack of vitality, radiance. Everything is blocked. If your clean and free flowing aspect is blocked, your body is not beautiful, and this is where these conditions start to happen. And this is the reason your elimination system is your beauty system. The elimination system is your bladder system. It's your colon system, which means constipation should not be there. If it is about bladder, you should be consuming enough water so that you push out the liquid wastes out of the body. Then you should be exercising so that you sweat out, because sweat is the third elimination system. So if you're a kind of a person who naturally sweats a lot but keeps sitting in AC, just considering that because I sweat a lot, I will be in AC, be rest assured you are aging very faster, because one, AC is very dehydrating. It's pushing out all the water out of your body, and God forbid if you're also low on water intake, then just be very sure another 5-10 years you will see a lot of conditions getting really bad from the skin and hair and body perspective. So, and plus your respiratory system, because carbon dioxide is also a toxin. So if you have a shallow breathing pattern, if you're sedentary, if you're not moving, then you're holding carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide directly is an acid, and this acid will again give rise to all these conditions that we're talking about. Rather, in a lot of research studies, it is now being carbon dioxide, too much of carbon dioxide inside the body is being associated with a lot of chronic skin conditions like eczema, psoriasis, and it's being proven. Again, so this is how your elimination system is your beauty system. This will be blocked if you're not breathing well, if you're not eliminating enough, if you're constipated, if you're not sweating enough, if you're consuming a lot of wrong foods which are giving you a lot of toxicity, and if you're applying a lot of skincare products which are giving you a lot of toxins unknowingly through the medium of skin getting absorbed into your system. So that's where also your elimination systems are getting blocked because of those toxins. And how do you support your elimination system? water intake, it's the same mantra. Consuming very clean kind of a diet, making sure processed and refined is something that you you are off. Pranayama, of course, will go a very long way. Yogic practices is one of the best things that you can do to support your elimination system, because of the ringing action that I just told you. It starts to break down a lot of toxins and push it out of your elimination system. Now the next system, I'll just quickly take you through I guess we are left with two other systems. Next is the hormonal system. These kind of conditions that you can experience with hormonal system not working right is hair loss is the first thing. So for a lot of women who are looking for a perfect shampoo or a perfect hair oil or a perfect solution for skin, you really have to delve deeper down into your hormones. That is the key. That is where it's starting from. So hair loss, dry brittle hair, acne, leathery skin, you're losing the smoothness of your skin and skin texture getting really hard and leathery kind of appearance. Tough to reduce weight, dullness, dark patches on the skin or discoloration, breakdown of elastin, collagen or hyaluronic acid, which is associated with the youthfulness or the plumpiness of your skin. So these are all related to your hormonal system. Why is this is a beauty system? This is the extension of the nervous system. As I just told you, whatever signals through your emotions the brain will, or through the outside stimuli, basis what your senses are perceiving, whatever signals your brain is getting, depending what are you choosing to do for yourself, that's where your consciousness comes into the play. And that's why self-realization is a fourth dimension, because the more you are aware, the more you will make the right choices, so that, and the right signals, the environment for right signals will be created for your brain, and that's why you're supporting your entire physiology to work in your favor. So self-realization is the reason it's very important. So again, this system is the system which passes through the nervous system in the form of neurotransmitters and hormones to pass on specific signals to the systems, telling them behave this way. Does not matter what you had in your breakfast, does not matter you are exercising, does not matter what you are doing for your health. If you are stagnated in any of the beauty systems that we are talking about, these signals will be disrupted, which is nothing but what we call hormonal imbalances in the modern world. So this is how it is. Also the beauty system, this system is very negatively impacted because of the very first thing, negative thinking. Again, as I say, emotions is where you actually delve deep. You have to kind of get deeper into understanding your emotions, because everything is majorly being directed from how you think and how you feel. So negative thinking, overthinking, worry, eating hormone disrupting foods, like foods high on xenoestrogens, which are like estrogen mimicking chemicals getting into our body through our foods and through our skincare products, through our household products, through any artificial fragrances, artificial products that we are doing. And then imbalance in hormones. It could be age related also, like in different phases our hormones change. Because of those change of hormones, a lot of changes happen. So that is the reason at every age you have to really keep changing your strategy to support agelessness. What was working for you in 20s, and this is one of the reasons, like a lot of people when they come for consultation to me, they're like, 5 years back I was like this and it did not make any difference. I was able to lose weight 5 years back with the same diet, today I'm not. So you really have to understand it's not about diet. Diet is just one of the triggers or a supportive factor. What is working inside is these systems, the hormones. If you really want to bring about a change or support your system, you have to work on supporting these systems, not just keep piling whatever comes your way. And then how do you support your hormonal system? Meditation is a very good way to support the system. Then you have to be start thinking positive, do anything like get into journaling, talk to people, but make a strategy to get positive. That's the very first thing where you start to support your agelessness for a very long time. And then consuming clean foods, then applying clean skincare products, make sure that you are not unknowingly getting toxicity from the products that you're using, and living as per how your age demands you to live. Don't just because what was working in your 20s, don't think in your 40s it will work the same for you. Really have to change your strategy in your 30s, 40s, 50s to support your agelessness. So the last beauty system is your respiratory system. Of course, respiratory system related to your oxygenation. Oxygenation goes a long way in supporting the radiance and vitality. And we know when you come back from your exercising regime, you are glowing. It's that glow is nothing but that free flow of oxygen getting into your body. So the kind of skin conditions that you can experience because of lack of this system not functioning right is chronic skin conditions, again, like eczema, psoriasis, rosacea, sensitive skin, acne, dull lifeless complexion, dark circles, hollow cheeks, discoloration, fast aging, weight gain, low energy, easily breakable hair. All these are these conditions associated with your weak respiratory system. This is the beauty system because this supports one of the beauty element that reaches your cells, which is oxygen. So one is the nutrition, the other one is the oxygen. That's why digestive system and respiratory system is where you really need to work on to begin with, to make sure at least the skin starts to reach its nutrition, and then gradually start working on the other systems to make sure that they are not blocked. That is where you're creating a support system for your beauty inside out, and making sure that these systems are working fine to keep you ageless from inside, and on the outside your efforts are good enough to make sure that you're not doing anything artificial or anything chemical based. This is the crux of beauty inside out, I would say. So what deteriorates this system is shallow breathing, respiratory issues like sinus, cold, cough, asthma, and other respiratory conditions, sedentary lifestyle, lack of exercise, and too much of dairy and refined foods. How do you support the system? Pranayama is one of the best ways. Living a natural lifestyle and working on your respiratory disorders, not through medication but through natural ways of living a lifestyle that supports healing rather than just taking medications, and then going off dairy and doing ample exercise. So this was the next beauty system. The last one is the integumentary system, which is the physical system that we're talking about. Integumentary system is a consolidated term used for your skin, hair, and nails. So this system is the actual external beauty system that we're talking about, but now we are looking at it as not as a beauty system, we are looking at it as a functional organ. So this system is functioning very nicely, and it's giving you radiance and vitality on the outside when it is also functioning right as an organ. How does it function right as an organ? When it is, again, clean and free flowing, when it is supported by the circulation system, when blood is reaching the system, when organs and tissues have enough strength and are free flowing so that the blood can reach this system, when you have enough nutrition so that those nutrients can reach the system, when you are nourished by sun, water, and air. Do not shy away from sun. That's one of the worst things. A lot of chronic skin condition, eczema, psoriasis, and rosacea have a very strong root and base in lack of vitamin D and lack of sun exposure. Having said that, of course, during peak hours we do not need sun, but we do need sun. So make sure half an hour of sun, maybe morning or evening, during the rising or setting phase of the sun, you should be under the sun. That's very, very important, because if your skin does not have sun, if you, sun exposure, water exposure, and air exposure, then your skin will start deteriorating. So, and this entire system will start deteriorating, and then you have to make sure the system is working well if you're sweating enough, which means, again, exercising, why it is important, I have just talked about in detail also. Then the system also keeps you off bacteria, viruses, dust, and dead cells. You have to support the system by right skincare practices so that it keeps functioning right as an organ. So right kind of exfoliation, right kind of skincare products, right natural stuff on your skin, and the stuff that balances your pH level, that does not strip you away from pH level, is where you're supporting the system. And also supporting your system through other beauty systems that we have just talked about, so that that natural moisturizer, which is that oil that your skin releases, which is released through your sebum glands, is where this is the natural and the most potential moisturizer that you can ever have. So nature has provided our own natural moisturizer also to us, but we don't know how to utilize it right. So when we are working on all these factors, when we understand all these systems, and when we work on all these factors collectively, is where you target or start to get that aspect of beauty inside out. That is our focus, in Swarasya, talking about these 5 dimensions, and that is the reason these 5 dimensions. Through these 5 dimensions, we are coming up with these programs and strategies, and these workshops and sessions also that we are doing to create awareness that be a pranic beauty, start to work on inside, and support outside with the right stuff, is where you will see drastic changes happening to you. You will not need any external treatments for your skin, believe me, if you start working on all these beauty systems that we've just discussed. So I guess this is all from my side. I don't think I have time to take a lot of queries, so I'll wind up the session right now. Maybe if you have any specific queries, please feel free to drop us a message on our Instagram page. The session will also be uploaded in on YouTube channel of Swarasya. So you can just, if you really want to rewatch it again, you can just check it on IGTV, or you can also watch it on YouTube. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you had a lot of takeaways. Just keep working on yourself internally. That is the route to agelessness. You know, that is where everything is just being taken care of inside out. So thank you so much, and please send your questions and queries on our Instagram message. I think I'll answer those in detail on the messages, because we are really short in time right now. Thank you so much.